So Ilia Topuria will fight Charles Oliveira. Holy shit, my voice. Should have checked my voice beforehand. Ilia Topuria will fight Charles Oliveira. UFC 317 International Fight Week, June 28th. Not very far away when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. It's only a month and a bit away. So this fight's going to come relatively soon. Relatively soon. And I think the narrative out there is actually pretty insane. The narrative is that Ilia Topuria just walks through Charles Oliveira first round KO without a problem, without any little bit of competitiveness from what it seems like. It seems like people don't think this fight will be remotely competitive. Now, let me just preface this by saying I am actually picking Ilia Topuria, so maybe the title of this video, people are counting out Charles Oliveira, will seem a bit redundant, considering I am picking him, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think. I think Charles Oliveira is going to give Ilia Topuria a hell of a fight. I mean, people forget, man. Sorry, I have to say that every single time I say that now. It's just like instructed into my mind. But Ilia Topuria, he has fought at lightweight before. Against Jai Herbert, it was short notice. He was meant to fight Charles Jourdain. He ends up taking a short notice fight against Jai Herbert. And he has a bit of trouble. Now, Jai Herbert is a tough matchup based on the fact that he's got a 77-inch reach. He's 6'1". He's very long. But overall, he's not like the most skilled guy. But like Ilia wasn't beefing up to lightweight. This was literally him going in welterweight size. And he did beat Jai Herbert. So, I feel like people are going to use that. But like, head kicks have always been a pretty bad, have done him very badly. I think it was against Stephen Goncalves, or where he got head kicked and he got dropped. I think it was that fight. It was either one of these fights. I don't think it was the Luis Gomez fight. That fight went too quick for it to be that one. But he did get hurt with a head kick there. And do people not remember, like, the last time Charles Oliveira got counted out this much? It was against Beneil Dariush. And he head-kicked Beneil Dariush and knocked him out in the first round. Like, he hurt him with a kick, then he beats him up on the ground, knocks him out. And nobody was giving Charles Oliveira a chance. Like, at least online pundits. Okay, it was 50-50 on Tabology, so it makes me look like a liar. But I feel like the narrative was that Beneil Dariush was going to destroy him and all this sort of stuff. But Charles Oliveira, people forget the Arman Sarikian, like, he arguably won that fight on damage. The third round was so close, and he was so close with that submission. And Arman is a hell of a fighter. He's a marauder. He's a very good fighter. Lost to Islam Makhachev. Like, none of these are bad losses. He destroyed Michael Chandler 4-1. Should have been 5-0 because like Chandler should have lost a point because he kept going to the back of the head. Like, I do think Ilia Topuria is going to beat Charles Oliveira because I don't think Charles will be able to take body shots well. Like, I don't know. Against Cub Swanson back in the day, he did get finished to body shots. Now, that was at featherweight. He was a lot less durable at featherweight. But that being said, like, I think this is going to be a lot tougher because he is a long-rangey guy compared to Ilia Topuria. Topuria is a former bantamweight. Now, he's got that super lighter band skill. He's got that bantamweight skill set at 155, which would be very handy. But you got to look at the reach, 5-inch reach difference. Charles is a lot better than Jai Herbert. He moves forward a lot. Now, that could also be to his detriment because I feel like getting in the pocket, getting real close and personal with Ilia Topuria will just get you cracked. Like, I honestly could see that, to be honest. But I don't know. I think this fight, it's going to be a firefight. I think Ilia will get hurt in this fight. I do think Charles can have some success with the wrestling. He's going to be a lot stronger, or at least not stronger, but I think he will be a bit stronger than, like, the Bryce Mitchells and stuff like that. I think he'll be able to get Ilia down. Maybe Ilia will have a bit of trouble off his back or whatever it is. But I really do think this fight's a lot more competitive than people make it out to be. Like, all of Ilia's fights are competitive. Ilia doesn't really go out there and steamroll people immediately. Like, he always has competitive fights. Bryce Mitchell was competitive in the first round. He was actually getting a lot done on the feet. Like, Max Holloway, I think, was up 2 rounds before he got knocked out. Like, Ilia can lose rounds. Like I don't think this is going to be a fight where we just see Ilia Topuria just walk down Charles from start to end. No, now this could age very badly where Ilia Topuria just goes out there and absolutely annihilates Charles. But I think he's going to face some adversity. I think he's going to get woken up. Maybe a big shot drops him. Then Charles pushes forward, and then maybe he gets cracked, and it's like a back and forth war. But I think we are going to see Ilia take some damage here. I think Charles Oliveira is a tougher matchup for Ilia Topuria than Islam and then Arman Sarukian. I know that sounds crazy, but just I think because Charles is such a push forward type of guy, he's a lot longer than those two. He can kick. He does have good kicks. I mean, so does Islam, to be fair. Islam is also a tough matchup, but maybe I'm just saying that Arman I don't think is a very tough matchup compared to these two. But Charles can do it all. He's also got very good submissions where he can just get you out of nowhere with them. I don't know. It's very interesting that people are this confident in an undersized lightweight going in there and just destroying Charles Oliveira. And I do have to keep prefacing this. I am picking Ilia Topuria. But it's just, I don't know, the narrative I've seen is that Charles doesn't have a chance. Charles Oliveira absolutely has a chance in this fight. His clinch, he can go in there with a clinch-heavy game like he did against Dustin Poirier. Now, that is dangerous, but who's to say Ilia Topuria hits as hard as Dustin Poirier at lightweight? Like, that is a factor. Like, Ilia might not have the same sting to his punches. Like, that is a big factor in this fight. Like, we don't know what Ilia Topuria's strength is going to look like. He couldn't get down Jai Herbert in their fight, and then he did knock out Jai Herbert. Don't get me wrong, he did knock out the Herbmeister. But, like, I think you got to realize is Jai Herbert's very, very chinny. Jai Herbert has never been a durable guy. Knocked out by Ilia, got knocked out brutally by Trinaldo. He got knocked down, and he could have been, like, finished with strikes by Moicano, but Moicano sort of just, like, would rather sub him because, I don't know. And then Reese McKee knocked him out. Like, Jai Herbert doesn't have a great chin. So I don't really factor in, like, oh, well, he knocked out Jai Herbert. That means he's going to have, like, so much power. Like, it was a picture-perfect shot, and Jai Herbert's chinny. We don't know how Ilia's power is going to translate to, like, the big, well, I'd say big, but, Jai Herbert is fucking massive, massive lightweight, to be fair. Like, that guy's a welterweight-sized guy. But, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how is this all going to translate to him. The grappling, like, how's his takedown defense going to be against, like, a big guy like Charles? Charles will shoot, but I feel like technically, on a technical scale, Ilia is going to be much, much better. Defensively, he's got very good Greco-Roman wrestling. He is actually a jiu-jitsu fighter too, so that will be interesting to see if this fight, see the defensive jiu-jitsu on Ilia if it gets to that part of the game. But I don't know, man. I think people need to stop counting Charles Oliveira out in fights. Like, yeah, you don't have to pick him, but, like, you can never act like a Charles fight is going to be a one-sided domination. Not in this version of Charles. Now, Charles, I will say, I do think that Ilia's boxing style is going to be very detrimental here. I think it's going to really do him dividends here, especially the body work. I think he will be able to hurt Charles, but Charles, I don't know if Charles's chin is necessarily bad, but I think it's his striking defense. I was really tossing up whether I name this title. Charles Oliveira is being counted out, or if I call this Ilia Topuria is going to do Charles Oliveira dirty, because it could be both. This could be a fight where they have a back and forth war, and then Ilia Topuria does him fucking dirty. Like, I'm saying that there's a possibility here. I'm not saying that he's going to go out there and knock out Ilia out cold or anything crazy like that, but I just think he is going to be able to hurt Ilia. Because Ilia, it's going to be, like, there is just so many questions here we don't know about Ilia at lightweight. I think skill for skill, he's the best lightweight if you're going just skill for skill. Like, yes, he's going to have the skills to pay the bills. I mean, his back-to-back wins against Volkan and Holloway are great, but they are featherweights. Now, Holloway is a top 5 lightweight because he did beat Justin Gaethje. So, like, that is a good win, but he didn't beat the lightweight Justin Gaethje. So, and Charles Oliveira, I actually think that performance against Michael Chandler was like, it was, he didn't get the finish, but he did just dominate him. He showed very good cardio. And if he's pushing the pace, like, he could honestly have the better cardio than Ilia, like, at a high pace. we have seen Ilia gas out against Yusuf Zalal, so maybe he could push a pace here. And I was mentioning the clinch. I don't know if I even got to the point, but Charles Oliveira really utilized the clinch very well against Dustin Poirier. He gassed him out with body knee after body knee. I think a game plan like that is he's going to sort of need that. He's also going to need to be very kick heavy here to beat an Ilia Topuria. But all this being said, I am picking Ilia Topuria at the end of the day. But like people need to put some respect on Charles Oliveira's name. I feel like Charles Oliveira is going to be a massive, massive underdog in this fight. And like Charles Oliveira at underdog odds is like, I mean, you got to jump on it because like the guy is one of the best lightweights of all time. I'd put him in like a top five, probably top five. Like top three is like what? Uh, you got to have Habib, you got to have Islam, and then you arguably could have Charles there, and then like you got the BJ Penns and stuff like that. But they weren't beating the level of competition these guys are beating, you know. But if Ilia Topuria can just become the next great lightweight, like that would be pretty damn cool as well. Like especially like a guy his size to become a lightweight champion would be pretty damn interesting. But yeah, I'm interested though in many parts of this. Like I'm very interested to see what Ilia Topuria does when he drops Charles Oliveira. I know he's going to drop him. We all know Charles Oliveira is getting dropped in this fight. There's no doubt in my mind that the Ilia Topuria had one round, not one knockdown. Fucking bet is hitting. He will get a knockdown. Charles gets dropped every fight again, except against Arman and Michael Chandler. We did in the first Chandler fight, but you know what I mean. Like I think he is going to get knocked down, and I'm interested to see what Ilia Topuria is going to do. Is he going to play the guard game? Is he going to make him get back up? Is he just going to ground and pound his face in? Like who knows? There is a lot of interesting things that go into this fight, but I think Charles will be the stronger man, and that is interesting. He will be stronger. I don't think he'll be as technically sound with the wrestling, but he will be stronger. Like, imagine if he just goes in there and ragdolls Ilia Topuria the whole fight. Like, this is the thing. You can't be so arrogant when it comes to predicting champions moving up when they are not the biggest fighters in their own weight class. Like, Ilia, I don't even think is necessarily, like, the biggest guy at featherweight by any means. Well, I mean, Sean Woodson, yeah, but, like, Sean Woodson fucking... I mean, it's Sean Woodson. I mean, look at the fucking size of the fella, right? But, let's look at featherweight real quick. Like, you look at the featherweights. Like, I think Volk's probably bigger than him, weight wise. Holloway's definitely bigger. Like, Diego Lopez is arguably probably bigger. Yair Rodriguez is probably bigger. Brian Ortega is bigger. Like, Josh Emmett is probably bigger. Like, a lot of these guys are bigger than Ilia. Like, Ilia is an undersized, not undersized, but he's not like a massive featherweight, and he's going up to lightweight where he's going to be very undersized in that weight class. So he might not be able to take the power from Charles like he could have, Josh Emmett, or probably not the best example. Josh Emmett barely hit him, but like, I mean, we did see he could take the head kick from Jai Herbert. So that says a lot. But Jai Herbert's not like a powerful guy. He's a long guy. You're not going to see the shot coming. It was a perfect shot and it didn't put him out. So I do think that, Charles Oliveira will be able to hurt him. But I don't know. Ilia does seem to have a good chin. I don't know. I know I'm talking about this fight. Like, it sounds like I'm going to pick Charles Oliveira. I'm 100% not. I do think Oliveira is going to lose this fight. But I'm just not in the camp of someone who thinks that Ilia Topuria, first round domination. He goes in there, detonates the chin, first round. Like, Ilia Topuria is like sort of a slow starter as well. You look at his fights. He doesn't have any like first round finish besides, I guess, Damon Jackson and Ryan Hall. But those are guys you can really ease into because they're not very good strikers. Ryan Hall literally just like goes for your leg the whole fight. Of course he's going to get knocked out. Like, come on. The guy's not necessarily fighting a fight where it's like, I can unload my hand. Like, it's just not. It's not a fight where you can just like, all right, I'm going to have to get my timing. And then Damon Jackson's very hittable. He's no threat on the feet. Couldn't get the takedowns. Of course he's going to get detonated. But like, Ilia is a bit of a slow starter. I think the first round is very detrimental to how he's going to do for the rest of the fight because he could take a lot of damage in that first round. I think Charles Oliveira is going to come with that shoebox style. He's going to get in the face. He's going to knee him up. He's going to kick at his leg probably. He is going to land shots. Obviously, Ilia is going to land shots too. And Charles isn't the fastest starter himself, but I think in a fight like this, he's going to realize he's going to need to start fight. He's going to need to get the respect early. Because if he doesn't get the respect from Ilia Topuria, or as Conor McGregor would say, Ilia Topuria, is just going to get in his face. He's going to beat him up in the pocket. He's a much better pocket striker. He's a much better pocket boxer than Charles Oliveira. He's got a reach deficit, so he is going to need to get in that pocket. I think he's going to go body, 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 like body just keeps going to the body over and over again. And I think eventually he'll drop him. I think he's going to let him back to his feet, and then I think he'll finish him with the body work. I think he's going to go boom, boom, right to the body, 1-2, right to the liver. I think he'll drop him, finish him that way. But I think he's going to have some trouble. I think he comes second or third round. I think the first round is going to be an absolute war where we're going to see Ilia push to the brink a little bit. The second, I think we'll see Ilia start to find his timing a little bit more. Charles might have a few moments in that fight, in that round, sorry. And I think the third round, we're just going to see Ilia go in there and we're going to see him knock him out. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough fight. It could go 5 rounds. It could end up being a war. I can just see it. I don't know why. There's just a part of me that's like, Charles Oliveira is not a guy you can just go out there and beat easily. Like, Arman had his hands full. And Arman's a young up-and-coming contender who pushed Islam to the brink on short notice. Like, this Arman is a very good guy. Got robbed by Gamrot. Only lost to Islam in the UFC. Like, that the fact that Ilia is able to go to the brink with him, it makes me think that maybe this is just goes into a 5-round war. I don't know. Maybe Ilia doesn't even finish him. Maybe it's just a 5-round war where Ilia gets some knockdowns and ends up winning on the damage, gets the decision by damage. Like, I could also see that there's honestly a clear path there. But we'll have to see what ends up happening. But I'm going for Ilia Topuira to win this fight after a back and forth war. But anyway, maybe this is the most useless video of all time because I am still picking Ilia. But if Charles Oliveira is a massive underdog, I would recommend putting some money on him because it won't hurt. If you can get Charles Oliveira at underdog odds, you gotta always jump on it because Charles Oliveira he's the type of fighter who will fight for your money. If he's down 4 rounds, he's coming to try and submit him or knock somebody out. But anyway, that's all I've got to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.